Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. There you go, Mike's face. Mike, do you want to get this over and done with now?
Hi.
Mike's here, everyone.
Hi, hello everybody. How now, Brown Cow? That was quaint. The
Yeah.
intro music, new
Yes.
vibe we've gone for.
Well, I think it should have been. I should have done something slightly faster.
Yeah, it didn't propel us into the pod, did it?
Well, the exciting thing is, people will come back for the next episode, hoping that there'll be a better intro theme.
I think if it was, a canal boating pod, that might have worked. But we're a bit more rip roaring, that are we not?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah. So next week it'll be something slightly different. So Mike's
Maybe
here,
some
everyone.
hardcore techno.
Yeah, maybe we'll find a happy go between.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Phil. That's Mike, who's complaining already. Harry,
Hi.
how are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. It was sort of mid-90s BBC animation, that theme tune. I can't think what any of them are called at this moment in time. But
Okay.
Portland Bill, was that a place?
Yeah, no, Portland Bill.
Anyway,
Well, it's both a place and an animation.
Yeah, and that sort of thing. Anyway, sorry, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. And we've got Lewis here, which is just as well because he's a vicar, and we're talking about quiches.
Hello, Phil. Good to be here.
And if there's one thing vicars know, it's about quiches due to the bring and share lunches that you have to attend.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll talk more about that later.
So this episode, we thought we'd actually start talking about the subject matter straight from the off as a unique twist. Now, you may well think quiches, you may well start thinking very, very French. Agreed?
Well, I immediately think of Lorraine Chase after whom the quiche Lorraine was named.
I'm not sure that's who it was named after.
Are you sure?
Well, no, I'm not entirely sure. I've done some research, but
Oh, okay. Well, you'll know better than I will, but I figured it was a fair assumption to make.
who's Lorraine Chase?
Who? Oh, I mean, that is
Lorraine Kelly. I thought.
Yeah,
Lorraine Chase.
I was with Harry.
You're with Harry? Lorraine Kelly?
Lorraine Kelly.
I assumed it was Lorraine Kelly. It was named.
No. It was definitely named after Lorraine Chase. She was an actress and a model in the 60s and 70s, and went on to appear in Emmerdale in later life.
Right. Yeah. No, you're all wrong. It's named after the region in France. However, it used to be Germany. So the region was.
Alsace-Lorraine. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a type of wine as well, isn't
it? Maybe, Harry. I think you're the person to go to on that, and my wine knowledge is minimal.
Yeah, fine wine. If you're asking me where White Diamond came from or Orangina, I'd be able to help out, but not so much. Not so much. Fine wines.
Sorry. All right, Mike. Where does White Diamond come from?
It's called you out there.
Yeah, no, he has. I can tell you where Orangina comes from, if that helps.
No. White Diamond. That was the one you said.
White Diamond, I believe, originated in Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that's just an assumption.
Yeah. What is White Diamond, Mike?
White Diamond. So what happened was back just before the war, some soldiers from Cornwall and Devon and Somerset were relocated to Durham, and they took with them lots of scrumpy. Now, in the war, times were hard, and so in Durham they watered it down, and there was born White Diamond.
Oh, so they watered down the extra strength cider.
They watered it right. I mean, really,
that teenagers drink on benches in.
That's right. Well, heavily diluted, and they obviously White Diamond. During war times was very popular. There were difficult times. People needed to get through it how they could. So watered down scrumpy was White Diamond, called, of course, because they would say, "Oh, Diamond, that is Diamond," and thereafter, production remained in Durham and still does to this day. But of course, it's a cheaper version, so tends to be drunk by by teenagers now that we've moved out of the difficult times forced upon us by war. We could be headed back there soon.
Could be. I mean, I'm aware that anecdote was set up so you could do your Newcastle accent. I mean, I appreciate that. But I'm going to have to go back to the point that White Diamond is super strength cider. So,
is it
not watered down?
Oh, you see,
which teenagers drink. But very good Newcastle accent, Mike. Well done.
You see, what I tried to do there by saying White Diamond was be a bit of a lad. As a teetotaler and someone that's never drunk White Diamond, it was. I've been exposed.
Isn't it called Diamond White?
Oh no, is it?
No. That was the two footballers from the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, Chris Waddle and Glenn Hoddle.
Yeah,
the Diamond Lights.
Yeah, that was
the Diamond Whites.
Yeah, stand corrected.
I think it's called Diamond White.
Well,
anyway, we're talking about quiche.
Anyway, Orangina comes from Algeria. Just so you know.
I'm not fact checking it.
That is fact. That is factual. I've got no anecdote for you, but it does come from Algeria.
Well, it's sort of French, isn't it? It reminds me of French exchange students.
It reminds me of
Junior in that glass bottle.
That's it. You give it a good old shake, a firm shake.
Yeah, shake it to wake it.
That's it.
Perfect. And they probably come from Lorraine, where the quiches come from. So you've got back on subject. Very good.
Love that. Full circle.
Thank you, Harry. So we thought the best way to start is to do the quiz early because it's gonna get your minds prepared. Okay, so I'm gonna do the quiz.
Can I just stop you there a moment?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you can back reference the last pod.
Yes, of course.
Okay, sorry, just very briefly. I suggested that I would like a Nice, which is also from France.
Yep.
Biscuit would be good to be thrown at me. I've subsequently thought about this for the last couple of days. It's like a circular saw blade, a Nice biscuit. That is going to do a tremendous damage to you. So I'd just like to put on record that I would not like a Nice biscuit thrown at me.
Have you come up with a replacement?
No, I haven't. No, but secondly, your Garibaldi joke was absolutely tremendous, Mike, and I apologise.
Thank you.
Either listening or getting it at the time.
Thank you, Harry.
Anyway, I couldn't go any further with this podcast just without pointing those two things out. Sorry,
I think you're quite right to.
Carry on with the quiz.
No problem. Let's do the quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz. It's a quiz.
Oh, so that seems. Oh.
There we go. Hooray. Hooray. No, it's fine, Harry.
No one warned me about the bit at the end.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You have to be mentally prepared for these things.
Okay, good.
So, I've got a quiz here, and I thought, maybe I'll look at flavours of quiche on Tesco's website. And I thought maybe we could just dream, just for today. Maybe I can afford to at least browse the Waitrose website. So, without you gentlemen looking, I'm going to go round and I want you to name a topping. It's not a topping, is it, on a quiche? But an ingredient that is a main flavour of any of the quiches sold at Waitrose, at Waitrose.com. Okay, so if it was a pizza, for example, pepperoni
Harry
pizza.
Harry's an advantage here because it's Waitrose.
Oh, I'm at a distinct disadvantage, but I'm not going to reveal that just yet.
Okay, because Harry's quite well to do. You see, he lives out in a big house in the country, whereas us village folk, we just make do with an Asda delivery.
Hang on, Lewis lives in the same village in a very big house.
I was going to say a much bigger house than mine,
but I don't own my house. Just putting it out there.
Okay, well, anyway, sorry.
Do you understand the premise? So
I understand the premise. And what happens if we get one wrong? Are we out?
You're out. So it's last man standing.
Okay.
And so if it was pizza and someone said pepperoni, they would still be in because you can get a pepperoni pizza. If someone said a margarita, they would still be in because it's a.
Would they? Is that a topping?
Okay. Okay. No, they wouldn't. Okay. So. To confirm, they wouldn't still be in. So I'm going to go alphabetical because that's easy for me to work out. So, Harry, can you name a topping or flavour, but not a combination? I don't want a combination. I must make that clear. Of any quiche sold in Waitrose.
Okay. So, I hate quiche more than anything else in the whole world. Okay, I mean, I find it the most disgusting meal you can possibly imagine. So that's why I'm actually at a slight disadvantage wherever they're sold.
Okay.
But
It's an omelette pie, isn't it?
yeah, but it's not because I like omelette.
Oh, right.
This is the problem. There's too much. I mean, I don't know whether we've got a recipe for quiche anywhere, but I presume there's milk involved. It's the texture. It's the
Cream.
texture as
Okay.
much as anything. Cream. See, yeah. I just
Right.
anyway. It is. I mean, if I was to meet the devil, I would imagine they would be eating a quiche.
Lewis would know.
Yeah,
He's a
well, yeah,
vicar.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But I'm still going to play the quiz.
Thank you.
So, bacon.
Bacon is in. So, yep, that's fine. Smoked bacon, but smoked bacon will count.
Okay.
Is it smoked bacon lardons?
Well, I'm not going into that many specifics, Michael.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so bacon is correct. So move to Lewis. Hang on. Have I got any tension music? I haven't. So I'll go back to playing the Hello Hello theme. Lewis, a topping from a quiche, please.
Well, controversially, I also hate quiche. Being a vicar and hating quiche is a difficult
Good
place to
man.
live within. For one particular reason, I hate the crust.
Oh, the
But
best
you can-
bit.
Oh no, but you can actually buy crustless quiche now, which has been a game changer in the world of church meals after services. But anyway, back to the quiz. I would think, where are we thinking? Mushrooms. I would imagine mushrooms must feature in a quiche somewhere.
Mushrooms in brackets, Puccini. You're in the game still. Michael.
I'm gonna go a bit left field, guys. But before I do, since we've all given our opinions on quiche so far, I'm much prefer a crustless as well. I find the pastry too rich. A bit like I don't like a water pastry either, like a pork pie. I can't. But I'll eat the inners, even the jelly. Anyway, I don't want to go off track today, so I'm just gonna say slightly left field, butternut squash.
Oh, Michael.
What's happened? Why is someone calling me an idiot sandwich?
An idiot sandwich.
Because you're out of the game.
What?
You're out of the game.
No.
Butternut squash is not an option for a quiche in Waitrose.
What?
It's as simple as that. The game. I made the rules very clear. Butternut squash. Have you lost your tiny mind? That's never going to be in a quiche.
What about the vegetarians? That is so on trend right now. Butternut squash.
Most quiches are vegetarian.
Oof. All right. Well, look, I'm not happy about it. I'll go and sit and sulk in the corner.
If you wouldn't mind. I
Okay.
mean, butternut squash. You've started with butternut squash.
Well, I thought, I was hoping it was a bold move that would rattle the other two and put them off their kilter.
It's backfired heavily.
Yeah,
So,
it has
Harry,
backfired.
back round to you.
I mean,
It's now
put me-
sudden death. Suddenly, it's sudden death.
Does this music slow down a bit? Like,
I can stop it.
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, ironically, the only bit of the quiche I probably could actually stomach is the crust. So we could go to parties together, and you could eat the rest of the quiche, and I'd eat the crust.
That'd be
That'd be a
so
lovely thing.
romantic.
Yeah. But to answer your question, asparagus.
Asparagus. He's gone.
That was my second.
asparagus.
It
Okay.
really wasn't.
An idiot sandwich.
Oh no!
Oh,
I can't believe. I
Wow, that's-
cannot believe
It's game over.
the preparation I've done for this quiz, and you've killed it within 3 answers. I mean,
Wow.
this is ridiculous. There are so many better options. Cheese.
Go on then.
Anyone think to say cheese?
I assume
Oh,
cheese to be just sort of a
An
staple of the quiche.
yeah,
Yeah.
an intrinsic
No,
part,
yeah.
surely.
No.
It's
An
not a
egg.
topping.
An egg, of course, is an intrinsic part, but you have a cheese and onion quiche. So that's
Okay.
just. I feel like letting you all back in because everyone's going to miss out on this quiz, but it's just not how it's played. A quiz is a quiz. So in saying asparagus, Lewis has won.
Fantastic.
So by default, I mean,
Would you mind listing off some of the? What about a bit of spiced pumpkin?
I'm really angry. I'm really
Oh,
angry.
I mean, I was for my next guess, having only got one correct, I was going to go broccoli. Now, was that on your list?
Yes, it was.
Oh, paired with feta, I imagine.
Yes, it was.
Yes. If I know Waitrose.
Yeah, they
I
have
mean-
asparagus with everything. That's what I know about
Yeah,
Waitrose. But
yeah,
apparently not
yeah.
your quiche.
Unbelievable. You could have had bacon, balsamic onions, basil, cheese, broccoli, feta, ham, harissa, onion, mushrooms, which we got, peas in brackets minted, pickle, because they do a unique cheese and pickle one, red pepper, ricotta, shallot, spinach, tofu, roast tomato, vintage cheddar, or salmon.
I like when anybody says you didn't give me a chance. When everyone ever says shallots, I always say peace be with you. You'd like that one, Lewis? No.
Yeah,
I
if you
don't know,
like.
Oh
don't-
dear. Okay, fine.
I don't get that.
I was
Well,
going to
it's
say,
like shalom. It's like shalom, isn't it?
Oh,
Shallots. Ah,
Okay, yeah.
Shallots, brother. Shallots.
yeah, thanks for asking the question, Harry, because I didn't understand what he was
Oh,
talking
for
about either.
goodness sake.
That's
Well,
shallot, Mike.
Hey, that's
Hey.
okay. That's very strong. That's
Thank
Gary
you.
Boldy right there.
That's right. I
Okay.
got a soundboard. Got a soundboard. Just testing what the buttons are.
What is harissa, please?
It's like a spicy paste.
Yeah, but sure. But made of what?
Harissa.
Chilies.
Is it? Is it chilies? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Hot-
And, I
it's
don't
a
know,
hot
and
chili pepper paste.
with
Okay.
butternut squash, probably.
I wonder if that counts as a topping then in a quiche. Really, harissa. It's a seasoning, surely.
It's one of the headline flavors in the
All
name
right.
of a quiche.
Well, I'll
I
stick with
cannot
my acid
believe-
delivery, thanks.
I thought that most of the podcast would be going through this quiz. I cannot believe that someone didn't get cheese. I'm angry. Onion, ham. Just
Out of
just-
interest, if I'd gone onion and then Harry had gone balsamic onion, I mean the chances are pretty slender. But had he gone balsamic onion, would that have counted?
I would have allowed it.
Or
Just
would my onion have already wiped it out?
No, I would have allowed it just because it is a different flavor, and I wanted the quiz to go on longer than 3 questions.
Right. Okay.
Well, it
well,
was onion and balsamic onion labelled separately.
Yes,
Listed separately.
they're on
Yeah,
different
so-
quiches. Different
Yeah,
quiches.
so that's 2 different answers then.
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
fine,
it was on the
fine.
tip of my tongue, the balsamic onion.
The balsamic onion. Yeah. Well, Phil, why don't you play us out of this with a little bit of quiz music and we'll crack on.
Okay. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
Do wait for the hooray. That's key.
Yeah.
Very
I
key.
don't think the hooray was on the last one.
No,
No, I
it
don't-
wasn't. But I've, like I said, I've been updating the soundboard. So
Ah,
you know, if you want to talk over handle, then you can.
Okay. Nice.
It's
Yeah.
a belter, isn't it? You know, I've
Very,
got all
it's very
sorts on.
Waitrose. That is the sort of thing that Harry listens to in his manor house.
Oh,
He strolls around in a silk gown to this quite regularly.
what, like Nigella,
like Nigella.
just creeping down at midnight to my pantry.
what did
Yeah.
you say, Nigella?
And now
Yeah.
I have nuts to attend to.
There we
Oh,
go.
there
Thank you,
she
Nigella.
is.
So
There
it's
she
always
is.
good to have her included. So
Focus, Harry, focus.
Yeah, sorry.
he's got a weak mind. I should have played it before the quiz. To be fair, he didn't even need
That's it.
that to be putting him off. So, Mike, you're the only. Me and you, we like quiches, but you don't like them that much.
No,
So
wow, what a
Is
what
that
a-
what you
what a-
said?
Yeah, I don't like the pastry. I'm with Lewis really. I
So
don't like
we've
the
gone-
pastry. I'll
so just to
I'll
confirm-
scrape out the filling and have that with a bit of salad or something. Happy days. If I'm of a buffet, I'll partner that with some silver skin pickled onions, some lettuce, and perhaps some salad cream. Very nice. Yeah, very happy to take that as my little plate away at the christening or wherever I happen to be.
Or-
But I
or if you-
wouldn't be needing the pastry. if in a social circumstance it's uncouth of me to just scrape off the pastry and leave the pastry there, what I'll do is I'll cut at an angle so that I cut up and I get more topping than pastry, and I can just about then work my way through it.
Cut up.
Cut up.
It's an interesting tactic. You got like a.
Well, not up actually. Up's not quite right. From the top in, so down actually, but from the top in towards the crust. So I'm getting more. So there's an overhang. There's an overhang of topping, which means I've taken some of the topping off whoever's going to have a slice next. But the hope is that that's Harry.
Yeah,
and his pastry ratio is higher than mine.
You could tessellate, couldn't you? Your pieces of quiche would tessellate. It would be beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
It'd be lovely.
Yeah. Well, see, if I was hosting a party, I'd have cut the quiche into slices beforehand. I think it's quite random just to have a whole wheel of quiche there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Mama Botto, my and Phil's mother, she
My.
open all hours. She used to, and still does every Christmas, produce a quiche for the Boxing Day buffet, and that is never sliced. We're left to our own devices on that.
Have you
easier using my hands, but you may use whatever implements you prefer.
Well, Nigel, I use a knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you introduced Mama Botto to the concept of crustless quiche yet?
Do you know what? I don't know whether I have. Is that not just a cold omelette? I know we're talking about cream, but there can't be. What's the difference between a frittata and a crustless quiche? There can't be a lot in it, surely.
I think probably cream quantities. I think there's obviously more cream in a quiche. It's baked. A frittata's not baked, is it?
I don't think there's any cream in a frittata. It's basically an omelette.
So frittata is a cold omelette.
Yeah.
It's just a really
it's a Spanish omelette, but cold.
But with some potato in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got potato in it, yeah.
But, well,
potato.
A crustless quiche presumably still has a pastry base.
No.
Does it not?
Yeah. Oh, I think it does.
No, does it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, you're right. It's just an omelette. It has a pastry bottom, but no crust on the side.
It's not a baseless quiche.
Are you sure about this, lads?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, what are you doing in a finger buffet if there's no bottom?
You don't want to be piercing a quiche with your finger in a bring and share lunch.
You've basically made an egg trifle otherwise.
There is no base in a crustless quiche, lads. I'm sorry.
Really?
Is this one of these things you make a big claim on that's not actually quite true?
Yeah.
I'm on BBC Good Food, and I think that's a pretty standard. And their crustless quiche recipe has nothing for pastry. All that goes in their crustless quiche is double cream, Parmesan cheese, eggs, asparagus, Harry, pancetta, onion, does not mention whether they're balsamic or not, and butter. That's it. No pastry.
For what it's worth, I think you just sprinkle some balsamic onions on top. You don't want balsamic onions within the main body of the quiche.
Infiltrating.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be. On the Tesco's website, on their crustless quiche, a cheddar cheese, onion and red Leicester cheese baked with egg and double cream on a short crust pastry base.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm going to Google image crustless quiche now at this point.
Mike, are you looking on Good Food website at a recipe for an omelette by any chance?
No. Right. Okay. I'm now going to look at crustless quiche images. The first one, it's not clear. The second, the second one, no pastry at all. The third one.
Are these photographs taken from the top down?
Yeah.
That's not gonna help things.
Is it slice?
Yeah.
We need a cross
no
section
pastry
image.
Fourth one, no pastry. Fifth one, no pastry.
It's a real shame this is an audio medium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is Tesco are the ones that have got it wrong, Lewis, and in turn, they're for yourself.
Oh, well, there we go. Must be a disciple of Tesco's. I'm into such things.
as we're looking at Waitrose as the, that's the standard.
The
that
gold
we've been
standard.
using. It's the gold standard. It's what we've been using for the quiz, which obviously didn't last long. I can't see any mention in their crustless quiche. Yeah. Oh, well, that's confusing. They've got a crustless quiche. It says beechwood, smoked ham, and extra mature cheddar cheese with free range egg and double cream in a short crust pastry case.
Oh,
How can it be? How can it be?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a whole different food. If it doesn't have any pastry, it's got to be called something else. It can't.
It's
be
like
quiche.
it's like when people call things pies when it's just a pie lid on a casserole.
Yeah.
Okay, and yet it is still called a pie.
But it shouldn't be.
Okay,
If I receive a pie, if I go to a restaurant and receive a pie, steak and ale, for example, and they just bring me some steak casserole and with a puff pastry lid, I'll say to them, "This isn't a pie."
Yeah, but they'll say it's deconstructed. That's what you do these days. It's
Oh,
a deconstructed pie.
That is true. That is true. But I haven't ordered a deconstructed pie. It's very angry.
You need to stop going to these high-end restaurants, Phil. You've got these.
Well, I haven't been to a restaurant where that's happened to me recently, but I have seen it happen to others at restaurants, and they've not spoken up.
Well,
Generally, it's in a ramekin, and you take the lid off it, and it's hotter than like Vesuvius or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I find with pub pies.
Yeah, how do they do that? How do they make it so hot?
The molten core.
Yeah.
They'd probably put it in the oven, Phil. To be honest, that's how generally you heat things up.
That should do it. So, with quiche, are any of you experts at making quiche?
Absolutely not. No.
No.
Have any of you ever attempted to make a quiche?
Of course I haven't. I'm not insane.
No.
I haven't, but Mrs. Vicar,
Yeah.
who I don't think she'll mind me saying isn't the world's greatest cook or the biggest fan of cooking.
Oh, gosh.
But
I would not have gone there. I would say.
Let me back up this claim. Some of the people of the parish have noticed things and have decided to give her cooking lessons.
Stop talking, Lewis. Stop talking.
Oh, Lewis, I think it would help here if I gave you a quote from Mary Berry.
I really think you have been particularly nasty on this one.
Oh man.
Well, just to finish my story.
Okay, good.
So some of the people of the parish have decided to come and unprompted give some cooking lessons, and one of the things which was provided as a lesson was how to cook a quiche.
Oh, I love that. Very parishionery.
It was.
So did she cook a good quiche? Did you have to eat it even though you don't like it?
She did cook a quiche. It was it was edible,
Good.
but it has not been attempted again since. Like most of the recipes, they were very good on the time, but have never had a second outing.
What flavour was the quiche, please?
Oh goodness me! I think it may have been a classic Lorraine.
Exotic.
Wow.
But what is a classic Lorraine, though? This is the question.
Well, it's from the region.
I know where it's from,
Lorraine,
but what's
yes.
in? What is
Established
in?
this.
Because I know nothing about quiche.
It's definitely ham or bacon, isn't it?
Yeah, the best known variant of the quiche Lorraine includes lardons of bacon.
Oh,
Does it? And it was only relatively recently that they added cheese. It was mainly just an eggy mess.
I feel like you can add cheese to most things and it makes them better.
And
maybe the guys from Lorraine have only just caught onto that.
Yes, it's perhaps true. Is there anything you can add cheese to that would make it worse?
trifle.
Yeah. That's true. That is very true. Did you know that tomorrow, we're recording on May 19th, tomorrow, May 20th, I've done the maths for you, is National Quiche Day in the USA?
Is it?
Yeah.
Do they go mad for quiche in the US?
I was surprised that quiche was I think in the USA.
Yeah. These days, all sorts of we get curry and stuff over here now.
What?
Yeah, it's wild, absolutely wild. Did you know that in
curry
1997?
quiche?
No, well, I bet you can. I bet you
Wait,
can have a curried quiche. Curried
please
eggs,
don't
don't
sell it.
you? Get curried eggs at Christmas.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point, because I rather eat a quiche than a curried egg.
It's a horrible
Do you know
choice to
what?
have
Do you
to
know
make.
what? It might actually be the quiche.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing worse than opening your takeaway to discover that they've plopped half a hard-boiled egg in it. It's absolutely unnecessary.
I agree with this.
It's not mentioned on the list of ingredients when you buy it. There it is, winking at you.
Just whacked an egg in. Would you like
Yeah.
quiche then? Would you like quiche? And what is stopping people making a sweet quiche?
Yeah, I think that's called a frangipan.
No, that's a no. I
No.
don't think it is.
No?
No. I
Well,
don't-
you can get like baked custard
Yeah.
or like a
yeah.
cheesecake. I mean, that's got to be your pudding equivalent, isn't it? I mean, I know it's not exactly the same.
A Portuguese tart. That's a very kind
an
of
egg. Yeah.
eggy
I mean,
base.
What are we talking about, Lewis? I dread to think.
A Portuguese tart? Oh,
Oh.
no.
Pastel
You're talking about
donata. A pastel
Casta
donata.
Donata. Myself and Phil have been and tasted the genuine thing in Lisbon together.
We did. Yeah, very nice.
Casta
But-
Donata.
So that is effectively the sweet quiche. But why has no one gone further and added fruit or added chocolate chips or something? Maybe we're missing a business opportunity. What would be the best fruit or sweet thing to put in a quiche to make you like it? Harry?
Pear.
Hair?
Yeah.
Hair?
Yeah, pear.
Oh, I thought you said hair.
Oh, not hair.
It
So
definitely sound like hair to me.
so I'm thinking it's either hair, as in on your head, or the long-eared rabbit. I mean, both of which is utterly insane. But
Neither of which
yeah.
are sweet. Neither of which are sweet.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, to get back to horticultural corner where we were last week,
Yes, please.
I would never do this because it would make it even more disgusting than it already is. But a tomato is technically a fruit.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Yes.
mean. Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't like tomatoes. They're horrid. But they're not savoury, are they? I mean, they're not sweet. A tomato isn't sweet, is it?
Well, it
It's
can
a
be. You pop in a cherry tomato; they're quite sweet.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I wouldn't
mean,
eat them.
I mean, there's a certain amount of sour, but I'd say they're quite sweet.
What's the best thing to find at a Christmas buffet then, if it's not quiche?
Twiglets.
Yeah, I tried Twiglets again recently and was disappointed by Twiglets. I don't know if it's a little bit like they're taking all the sugar out of the cereal and they're not like you used to remember them, but they weren't as flavoursome as I once enjoyed.
Oh,
The Twiglets.
they weren't Vegemite branches, were they?
No, they weren't. No, no.
Because
It was genuine Twiglets who, by the way, seem to have some kind of bromance going on with Cheeselets, presumably
What a-
the Lit family.
They're made by your friend Jacob, aren't they? Of
Yes.
last week's podcast.
Yes, of course, Jacob. Yeah.
Maybe a Jacob that you do like. I know, because you're saying you don't like. Yeah.
Most Jacobs I don't like. That's fair to say. What would I go for? I love a pickled onion.
Yeah, beetroot for me.
or as Waitrose calls them, balsamic onions.
Right. So on
It's
this,
Uh-oh.
So you make a good point.
Micah sat up, so prepare yourself.
Okay.
Well, so one of the things that really annoys me, and we can come back to this. I'd like to know. Maybe that's the big finish. Really, is what Lewis would like to find on this Christmas buffet. But one of the things I've been thinking about food quite a lot this week, just for a change, and I decided I'd look around at some of the most pretentious menus there are out there. There's a lot of them. So if you'd like to start up Harry's soundtrack, there we go. There we go. So just imagine him flouncing in his. That's all great. So
what's Harry doing? Flouncing?
he's
Flouncing.
flouncing, sort of flouncing and bouncing and anyway, floating almost. Here we go. Fanning an island of Rio Grande Valley avocado creme fraiche, topped with young coconut, with a splash of Goan lime, coriander, and sprinkled with toasted organic sesame seeds.
What are you
It's-
describing?
It's a carpaccio of
quiche.
It's a carpaccio of Maldivian long-lined caught yellowfin tuna.
Tuna? Oh.
Next on the menu, nestling in a Kent garden pea puree, this roasted fillet of Australian Kobe beef is temptingly accompanied by a succulent spinach and onion compote, to die for triple cooked Maris Piper chips, and Indonesian long pepper sauce.
Lovely.
And then for pudding,
it's still
the
going.
Hereford organic blackcurrant souffle, snuggled up with a swirl of Kentish apple, and it's like Mills and Boone, snuggled up with a
It's
swirl.
really
Have you-
not.
Hang on. Have you read Mills and Boone?
Oh, again, I tried to be a bit of a lad there.
Nothing said lad like quote in the Mills and Boone.
Mills and Boone and White Diamond. Yeah, snuggled up
White.
snuggled up with a swirl of
Mills
Kentish
and Boone.
apple and sorrel sorbet, Kentish apple blossoms perched on top with crunchy Turkish hazelnut crumble.
So
And that
that's
is St. John's Bar in London. So that's my favourite so far.
Okay, so what do you want people to do? You want people to send in the most
Yeah, if you-
pretentious things they've seen on menus.
Absolutely. If you're out and about and perhaps you're at a bistro somewhere and you see the menu and think, oh, this is a load of hogwash, do please get in touch. Have we got any way for people to contact us, Phil?
Chip Advisor Pod on the Twitter.
Chip Advisor Pod on the Twitter. Send us a little photo, and who knows, you could make this section next week. A section I am yet to title.
And that currently has no theme. Oh no, it does. It has this
It's
backing.
got this theme.
Yeah, this backing track. Lewis,
Now-
Christmas buffet.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm a big fan of the coleslaw.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, I've
With
just,
you
I've,
there.
just I've just started making coleslaw at home.
Oh, very
With
good.
you.
Oh, was a lady from the village giving you a lesson?
David, the lessons are not for me. Let me make that clear.
Oh,
Oh,
because you're an
dear.
excellent cook.
Coleslaw as
There's only one bad cook in our house.
coleslaw as the kids now call it, slaw.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it is called slaw now.
I don't like the addition of nuts to coleslaw. I've seen a lot of that.
No. Or raisins or any sort of sultanas or anything like that. I'm
Or
not a
apple.
fan
Or
of that.
anything sweet, frankly.
Yeah, this is a bugbear of yours, isn't it, Mike? Sweet and savoury together.
Oh, sweet and savoury. I know Harry is a brother in arms with me on
Well,
this.
yeah, I mean, I'm presuming we're going to do some sort of, pod about this later on. But yeah,
It
sweet and
warrants its
savoury.
own special, doesn't it?
With the exception, I've got to, because I have mellowed slightly, of sweet and sour. I can eat sweet and sour.
Okay.
Chicken.
Okay.
Chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. It can be sweet and sour, but I don't need any pineapple in that sweet and sour.
Yeah, no, I know. But if you get the jar of it, sometimes there's pineapple in there.
Pick that.
I'm only being honest with you, Mike, because I know we used to be very militant about this, but I've changed ever so slightly.
So will you
terms
eat
of
the
I can eat-
pineapple? Will you eat the pineapple?
I think I can. Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But
Yeah. Where
what's
is
that?
Harry?
I mean, that's terrifying. Who's that?
Hey, hang on. It's
Yeah.
Marco Pierre White.
All right, it sounded like my dad after parents' evening.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, I am disappointed about that, Harry. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
mate.
no, no, I know. I know.
I feel a little bit let down, but yeah, give me a bit of time just to come to terms with this. I'm sort of at this point I should probably check out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I understand
Yeah.
that you'd want to. So, okay, we'll end the pod here. Next week we'll maybe talk about a subject that we like.
That'd be a good idea.
I love quiche. No one asked me, but that's fine. I love it. I love a quiche. Cheese and onion, maybe leek and Gruyere. Is it Gruyere? I like to say Gruyere. Harry,
Gruyere.
Gruyere. Yeah.
talk to me.
Well, I mean, Lewis. I think he's had.
I thought it was
Lewis?
Gruyere. Or
Gruyere?
Harry said it in a very French way.
Gruyere.
Gruyere?
Gruyere.
Oh,
Or is it?
Gruyere.
All right.
I thought it
you-
was Gruyere.
If you're going to cough, Mike, can you press your mute button, please?
I was so
I
convinced
don't.
it
Well,
was Gruyere.
it's all the same thing, right?
Anyway, that and leek is very nice. It's quite a nutty cheese, isn't it, Gruyere? So it
Yeah.
works well in a quiche. That with
Look,
leeks.
maybe listeners could suggest the theme of our next pod, any kind of food type, and we'll make that the basis on which we run episode 3.
I reckon it might even be possible to have a higher level of enthusiasm next time than we've had for quiche. It might be possible.
Okay.
Let me just stop hello. There we go. So we'll wait and see what happens.
Okay,
We'll-
it needs to not be coronation chicken or Hawaiian pizza then, because those are they're the three of my main bugbears.
Okay,
It
thank
will not
goodness.
touch.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say it can't be coronation chicken or Hawaiian pizza because I need to tell Mike something.
No,
Okay,
no,
good.
absolutely not.
Good,
No, the
good.
three-
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
Okay.
all boiled eggs.
Well,
I mean, by all means, take the pineapple out of the sweet and sour sauce, wash it down, pop it in a flan. I'll have it, or I'll have it with some whipped cream. But I don't need it in my sweet and sour sauce.
I'm not sure you would want washed pineapple
Yeah.
that's previously been as sweet and sour in a flan.
Well, I don't want it, but I'd rather that than have it, to quote the menu, cushioned up against some chicken.
Fair.
I think it was born. I think it was born out of having children and all eating together, and you've got to eat, the supper.
Oh,
tea,
see, I don't do
dinner.
that. Don't do that. Only at weekends or
Okay,
special
well,
occasions.
Just
I
because
won't
you
eat
hate
with the
your
children.
children's not my fault.
No, not because I hate them. I just need to eat. I just need to eat in a. It's a special time for me having my dinner. Don't need that ruined by squabbling and food going everywhere. Also,
That's
I can
fair.
then eat what I want.
I
Like not sweet and sour chicken with pineapple in.
Mm.
I should have brought this up earlier because it might have changed your views on quiche, but quiche did originally have a bread base. Would that make you like
Oh.
quiche?
Oh yes, that sounds
Well, like on a
much better.
baguette.
It's effectively a giant egg wrap.
That sounds
Used
much
to-
better to you, Lewis, does it?
It does sound better than the pastry. It sounds quite heavy.
Scrambled egg on toast, isn't it?
Effectively, yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it's going to have soaked into the bread. I mean, I need a bit more clarification on that. Is
Well,
it toasted bread? Has it been blind baked, as it were, and then the mixture put on?
The
'Cause if you-
issue is,
It's
I
eggy
can't-
bread.
yeah, I can't get in touch with the people from the 1600s when they were using bread.
Okay,
I'm
well,
going to really struggle unless we've got some sort of person who can speak to the very distant dead.
Yeah, it's like Welsh rarebit, I suppose,
Oh, Welsh
Which I-
rarebit.
Exotic.
which I always thought was Welsh rabbit.
Yeah,
yeah,
very-
me
It
too.
isn't.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So it isn't. But
We have-
that's eggy bread, isn't it? Essentially.
No, Welsh rabbit. Welsh rabbit. There we go. Welsh rabbit is
Yes.
just cheese on toast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cheese on toast.
Which is something that Lewis, your wife cooks very well. My wife believes that your wife cooks cheese on toast very well.
Does she? Okay.
So whilst you're out there bashing your wife, my
Oh
wife.
gosh, that is a very
Okay.
different,
Okay.
very different.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Good place to leave it.
This podcast has gone a place I was not informed.
I don't.
And now I have nuts to attend to.
Right, so
We're not,
whilst-
we're not putting this on the Stickland Facebook page. I think it's gonna.
Please don't identify my place of
Well-
residence.
Whilst you're criticising your wife's cooking, my wife does. She's a big fan.
Great. If we could blur out the somehow blank out the place of residence.
Oh, that'll
Well-
almost certainly happen.
Oh, there's a lot of editing goes on in this podcast, so yeah, we can see what we can do. On that bombshell, it feels a good place to end it and remind ourselves of the single-use theme music that we've got today. So thank you very much for listening. If indeed you still are, please do send in any suggestions to chipadvisorpod for foods you would like us to talk about with more enthusiasm than we have today. And I think that should be possible. So yeah, goodbye from me. Michael,
Oh,
you can
and
say
me.
bye.
Cheery bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thinking about cheese on toast now.